All right, so on this review for the Unit 2B test, okay, this is our review, right? 2B test. First things first, what is the positive solution of 8x squared plus 8x equals 20? First things first, does this equal 0? Question mark. No. So what do I have to do first to solve this? To get this equal to 0, I have to subtract 20. Subtract 20. Cross that out. X squared plus 8x minus 20 equals 0. Now I can graph this and get one of my solutions. So remember, solution means x-intercept. And I'm looking for just the positive one, okay? So again, does it equal 0? If not, do the opposite. And these do not combine. They are not like terms. So when you plug this in, you can click your two solutions, and which of these is going to be positive? It's not negative 10, it's going to be positive 2. Cool. On to the next one. On the next one, solve the following equation by factoring, okay? Now, if we're solving, once again, we want x-intercepts, okay? So what we can do is we can just take this over here, type it in, and once again, we can click these solutions, okay? So when you solve, you're looking for the x-intercepts, okay? So what you can do is just graph it and look for the x-intercepts. Now, what are the x-intercepts here? So x equals what? Negative 3. And then x equals 2.3 repeating. Just like we said in class, you have to press 2.3 like 15 times, and then you click this circle right here. 7/3. Now, those are the solutions. So if it asks you to solve, these are your answers. -3 and 7/3. But if you wanted the factors, if you remember, you work backwards to the factors. -3 is opposite. That's +3. +7/3 is opposite. -7/3. And then that denominator gets moved to the front. 3x minus 7. Cool. So remember, first you graph, you get your solutions, and then you write them in parentheses, and then you simplify, okay? Okay, on the next one, what are the factors of this? Now, I don't see that it equals anything. Okay, we can write equals 0. We can go straight to the calculator, get these solutions. X squared plus 6x plus 5. Okay, so my solutions are x equals -5 and x equals -1. These are not factors, okay? These are not it, okay? Do not look at this and think these are the answers. Do you see how these answers are in parentheses? You got to work backwards to the parentheses, okay? So you're going from graphing to solutions, and then you're moving back to the factors, okay? So these are the factors. So remember, it's always x, and then you got to use the opposite. Going back. Opposite of -5 is +5. The opposite of -1 is +1. This is very, very, very important. It's opposite, okay? So x plus 5, x plus 1, okay? Another way to do is you can graph and compare. That's how you can check your work. If I plug in parentheses x plus 5 and parentheses x plus 1, it looks like one graph. Like I'm going to take away the second one, take away the first one. They're both overlapping because they are the same. So that's another way to do it. Okay, now look, on this one, you'll remember when this is not 1, we want to see, can everything be divided by that 3? Let's find out. 3 divided by 3? Yes. Negative 3 divided by 3? Yes. Negative 6 divided by 3? Yes. So I can rewrite that over here. That 3 that I divided by goes out here. And now my new coefficient is 1, or just x squared. My next one is negative 1, which is negative x. And then minus 2 goes here. Now I can factor this by solving. Type it into the calculator. X squared minus x minus 2. And my solutions are negative 1 and positive 2. Okay, so x equals negative 1 and x equals positive 2. And that is solving. Those are solutions. X equals 1 and x equals 2. Now, you also could have just graphed the original one. That would have worked too. 3x squared minus 3x minus 6. Do you see how it goes through the same points? Okay. So whether you graph the original or if you factor out the 3, your solutions are still going to be negative 1 and positive 2. Negative 1 and positive 2. Sorry, this is a negative. So this should be a negative 1, positive 2. Cool. Okay, over here, solve the quadratic equation. First, choose the equation which shows the numbers listed in the quadratic formula. Okay, so if you remember, it's x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Okay, well, what's a, b, and c? A is 8, b is negative 20, c is a positive 15. So x equals negative b, which is negative 20, plus or minus the square root of b squared, negative 20 squared, minus 4, and then a times c. What's up? A. Yeah. And then it's divided by 2a, 2 times 8. So we can type all that into Desmos. Hit the divide button first, and then start typing in negative 20 plus, square root is in this keyboard, negative 20 squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay. Now you gotta make sure you type it in right, because let's see, did we type it in right? Yeah. So we're going to get, this is not defined positive or negative, okay? But the main thing they want to know is, can you type it in right, okay? And then they want you to simplify it, okay? So what it would be 20 plus or minus the square root. Now what I want to do is get this discriminant. This all by itself,
Thank you.
no problem. All right.
You didn't get them glued in? Did you do this first?
Yeah, sorry. I kick it in, otherwise it doesn't sorry about that. Uh-huh. And then number 6, okay, we want to find the solutions. Please remember, solutions you have to have this equal to 0. And it's not. So we're going to do minus 20x and minus 160. Cancels out here. So 5x squared minus 20x minus 160. Okay. And if you want solutions, once again, you can just type it in the calculator. 5x squared minus 20x minus 160. Click those solutions, -4 and +8. Solution is an x-intercept, -4 and +8. Now, there's a typo here. None of these are right. Oops. All right, number 7. What values of n makes this equation true? Once again, is this equal to 0, question mark? No, it's not. Minus 14, minus 14, 2n squared plus 3n minus 14 equals 0, because these don't combine. You do want to change that to x, okay? Gotta use x. So once again, you come over here, 2x squared click your solutions, -3.5, +2. 2 solutions, -3.5, +2. It's too easy. What's the solution to this equation? Okay, so once again, come over here, x squared plus 5x minus 14. Click your x-intercept, -7, +2. Please don't mess up the signs. Okay, it has to be this. So remember, solution is an x-intercept. What makes it true? True is a solution. And what is a solution? X-intercept. 2 more. Okay. Now, once again, does it equal 0? No, it doesn't. You have to subtract 6 on both sides. But this time, these are like terms. 4x squared, 10 minus 6 is plus 4, equals 0. But I want you to notice something. We do not have a middle term. So it's like A is 4, B is 0, and C is 4. So if I'm doing negative b, that's -0, plus or minus the square root of b, which is 0 squared, minus 4ac divided by 2a. Missing that b term means that these should be zeros. And what step do they have 0 here? They don't. Step 1 is wrong. Step 1 is wrong. They started the whole thing on the wrong foot because they thought this was the b term. This is not b. B has an x on it, okay? Last but not least, number 10, what are the factors of this? So again, factors, this is not solutions. So Again, straightforward way, you just graph it. And my two solutions are 2 and 3. So you can, once again, graph it. X equals 2, x equals 3, but you cannot write that down as the answers because these are factors. So you got to move back to your two parentheses and you have to do opposite. Okay? Positive becomes negative, positive becomes negative. The answer is A. Even though it's out of order than the way I put it, they're both negative, and that's it.